Right, let me make sure I'm quiet. We are live. Da, da, da. The mods are on.
The mods.
I would just say please say hello at the top. That's good. From 40 minutes ago. Because we were here ready and early. Right. Chill. Time to
Decompress.
ground ourselves and get ready. Check out our tiaras. I actually have 2 on because I am very special.
I have one because I only have one.
You only have one. I actually have 3, but 2 of them are the same. Basically, I went to an event that was basically like a business awards event that was based around tiaras. So on the tables they had loads of tiaras. So I went and nicked a load. Like there was some left over at the end of the night. So I'm like, well, yoink. And they're quite well. You know, it was an expensive event, so they're quite well. They're very well made.
Mine
and shiny.
Shop.
Sorry.
Mine came from a charity shop. I was out in the summer with Susanna, who's the home curator, and this was £2.50, I believe, in the charity shop, and it really hurts my head.
You also have the little comby things to try and.
No,
or is it?
It's one that you keep your hair into. This because it's got the 2 little balls the other end. So for an updo. This is what this is, or for a veil to be attached to at the back. I'll tell you, it's got.
Hello, Mr. Ian.
There you go. You've got that on it. So it's a different design. I do know because of bridal crap, but yeah, that's to attach into your hairpiece or your veil. So.
Oh, cool.
No,
my hair. I don't know if I can get it out without ripping my hair out. Because mine are like jokey ones, really. They've got little.
Oh yeah, the little like Claire's accessory ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite sparkly.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And why not? Because we are fabulous enough to have a tiara each.
We are.
Well, how are you then, Mel? Should we do our intro?
We can actually do the intro, yeah. So, welcome to Mindful Bollocks podcast, the place where spirituality meets real life, and sometimes things go awry. Often things go awry. Like I didn't actually say that quite correctly, but who cares?
That's all right. Who knows? That's the truth. Let's be honest, it's not all about incense and perfect lotus poses. We're here to be real. It's quite often very messy, a bit sweary. We are always mindful.
Yes, we try to be mindful. Yeah. So I'm Melanie, and this is...
I'm Kay, and we're your slightly chaotic guides through the world of mindfulness with a healthy dose of bollocks thrown in for good measure.
Indeed. And understatement when it comes to sometimes go awry and slightly chaotic. Yeah, we're a bit more than slightly chaotic, I think.
Yeah, it's good though.
So
at least we're real.
What were we talking about last week?
I don't know. Okay. Menopause. We forgot it. It was
brain fog, yeah. Menopausal rage, grief, and other emotions. So that is now up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can probably still watch it on Twitch for today. It'll probably drop off because we're still novice Twitchers.
Yeah.
So
when it's still there, and you like, when's it going? When's it going? When's it going? And then it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I think it falls off at the end of at midnight.
Yeah, I think it does as well.
So I may look a bit different because I'm wearing contacts rather than and my eyebrows are I made them too dark. So you can laugh at my eyebrows in the comments. Thank you. But this week we're talking about values and doing what you say and saying meaning what you say.
Yeah.
This is something that's come up in our lives a lot over the years. So and we were sort of having a bit of a chat about it yesterday. So we thought we'd do an episode on it. What was that was definitely a look of the other thing we haven't said about is at the end we're going to do something called a sensory snapshot, which I was doing on our socials. I haven't done recently. I will be getting back to it. But it's a moment of sensation, the highest level of sensation you feel in your body, and you describe it with 4 elements, which is the location of the sensation, the temperature, if it has movement, and if it has like a texture. So we'll be doing that at the end of the show, and it's a way to help you get in touch with your body.
Yeah.
So and this one might be quite a lot of high sensation as we talk about life and experiences. So I think we were looking at values. So one of the things I did past when I was doing peer support for mental health was looking at the words that describe what values mean to us. And the values, it's something where it's like you just can't. It's not like some people might say honesty is their value, but they are prepared to lie, so that that's not really their value, because a value is something that is immutable. Like you just can't.
Just part of your life.
Yeah, it's not something.
That is what a value is, and that is as simple as that. And this is where I think we got it a little bit where at times our values don't actually. It's also the injustice bit and fairness, which we're both unfortunately feel that very deeply, don't we? So
definitely, I'd really, if someone feels unfair,
then
I really,
and it is, and it's also putting yourself. If you wouldn't do it to someone, then you don't expect it from someone else. And like we said, it's almost that's the hard.
I think that's the mistake lots of people make, is to expect people to behave the way they do.
Yeah, and that is
in both ways. I think in good and bad.
Yeah, I do too.
Because I think people expect, like, why are you treating me like that? Because I wouldn't treat anybody like that. So it's like, I don't understand. But also, people on the other extent of the spectrum who do treat people badly then see perceive badness in others when they're possibly not. I think sometimes, because
it's also when people,
well, I would shaft you, so I expect you to be trying to
and
do something dodgy to me.
Yeah, and it's misconception as well at times.
It is. I think we've probably said in the past, we both have like anxiety and self-esteem challenges, and therefore sometimes we can overanalyze other people's behavior to mean something about
but actually
that we've done something wrong. Well, it's probably not even about that at all. So
I completely get it. But there are days as well, that's absolutely where our spidey sense is completely on point.
I think, and that's the difficulty, isn't it? Because it's like trying to discern when it's your spidey sense or when it's your paranoia. Can be like. And I think I personally have put up with bad behaviour because I thought it was my paranoia.
Yeah, and then it comes back.
And then it turns out, actually, no. I actually had a thing, as you know, a thing at work where I was sort of being gaslit by someone else. And no, it's not that. And actually, they were talking shit about me behind my back. So it's like, And then I've had that a few times where actually talking about spidey sense, and people have can be quite easy to gaslight by people around me, because I don't necessarily always trust my judgment, and I know because of my paranoia, so it's easy to gaslight me. No, it's not happening. And I've had 2 instances, and when it's come out the truth, I just it's really interesting things happen, because my first reaction is like I feel like okay with everything, because it's like that veil of like gaslighting myself that I'm not right and gaslighting my intuition has been removed. I was like, oh, I was right. And then I sort of like, oh, relax. And then a few hours later, when I've actually thought about it, I'm like, hold on a minute, I was gaslit. And then I get angry.
Yeah.
And I've had two very different episodes of that where someone was like my intuition was spot on and people gaslit me and told me, no, it's not happening. And then when I found out that I was right, it basically went into this, like, first off, this, like, actually, that, just sort of calm. And then I went into, like, crazy mad later on when I was like, hold on a minute, that was actually really bad what those people were doing.
It's really sad as well. I've experienced as well where you found out people have said really shitty things behind your back. That I don't care what you want to say to me, but say it to my face. That's fine. And then you kind of, and it's been called out, and you're kind of like, but it remains unsaid. You're kind of like, this is a whole other level of awkward now. And
I think
and that's really sad.
There's things I might say to you, like, it's almost, because sometimes, like, I know that my issues with other people are actually my issues rather than their issues. And so it's sometimes, you and Mr. Mel are somebody that I will talk to about that, because it's almost like me processing my feelings. I don't necessarily need to tell them because I know it's actually me that's got the issue. And so it's okay to, I think, to have those sort of situations where you have a couple of people that you go to help you process stuff. But if you're going around everybody telling somebody else, oh, this other person is a terrible person, or whatever, and not the actual person, then I think that's definitely an issue. You need to
address it and deal with
it. Backbone and actually go and talk to the person if it's that much of an issue.
That's right. Because otherwise, also another form of internalising it. And that is so unhealthy anyway. That's what you want to say and get it said.
Well, that's the reason. The reason that you keep telling other people is because it's like there's the sensation thing again. It's not, you can't hold. I know myself, when I've been annoyed with people, I feel like I want to tell lots of people because I want to tell you about how I'm really annoyed with what this person just said. Or usually somebody on Facebook that I'm having a row with on there. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that they're this idiotic. And and it's like not being able to hold the sensation of feeling that irritation makes me want to then tell someone else, because it's just dissipating that sensation.
You're giving it away as a gift. You do shit of it. That's almost what it is. But then
a shitty gift, because that's the other thing we want to talk about. I just realised I didn't contour my nose. I've
got no makeup.
No, it doesn't actually look.
A little bit of.
Actually, it doesn't. I know, because I broke my nose a little bit when I used to play rugby, so it's sort of a bit wonky. It's not looking too bad actually.
I can't know. You're good. You're all good.
Trying to pretend I'm not someone I'm not.
That's all right. So, that's masking.
That's fine. It's okay to do it when it's just makeup, but don't do it with. So yeah, I really have more chins than I look as well, because I've actually put contour. I have put contouring underneath my chin. Makeup and not being who you really are is fine. Sorry.
You ever look at your chin and think that's weird, isn't it? Aren't chins weird?
It's just from the side is literally very straight. I think it's partly my posture as well. I've got really shit posture, and that doesn't really help with chins.
Like that.
You're doing the boob thing again. You're going to be looking back at this video and going, oh my God, I've got my cleavage out yet again.
It's just like, God.
Now you're covering up. Oh, it looks like you've got. Now you look like you're about 5 and you've got your little blankie.
Lovely. I've literally got a snuggly. I'm gonna get my card.
I did actually bring up before we went online a list of values.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm not going to share my thing. Values words list. Teaching English language. I'm going to actually open some more from when I can't read because I've got my contact lens on, and I haven't got my glasses on. Value word. There's abundance. I wouldn't say abundance is a value.
No.
Because it doesn't really say anything necessarily about you. It's just how you want to live. So
unless it's sweet.
Acceptance.
If you've got abundance of sweeties, that would be fabulous. That is how I would like to live, with an abundance
of generosity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and.
So abundance. No, I don't think abundance is a value. I think abundance is a luxury.
Yeah.
And luxury itself is not a value. So
one of the things that we did in the peer support thing was, which I thought was good, was like everybody wants to choose the nice values. I mean that they're a lovely person. And actually it was about being honest with yourself.
Yeah, self-reflection as well. Yeah, you've got to look at yourself. Yeah.
You know, if your value is actually to bring chaos and drama to the world, like just own it.
That's quite
really cannot read. Amusement, ambition, anticipation.
Amusement's cool.
Maybe.
But if you are a chaos creator, Mel,
yeah,
that's quite handy in some ways, I imagine.
Well, I think
you turn in some head. And some things at the moment need turning on their head.
Yeah.
Chaos creators.
Obviously, there are some across the water people who are causing chaos that is not good.
Oh no!
Like threatening to invade places and things like that.
Yeah.
Or actually invading places.
Well, I'm more talking about who are using their story of being a chaos creator.
A disruptor.
Yeah, a disruptor. I get that, and
I think that's in the end. That's something I've seen people say. Oh, I'm a disruptor, and actually they're just being a dickhead. They want to think of themselves because they're like actually. I've watched TikToks on people or watched YouTube videos about people talking about other people calling themselves disruptors, and when you actually look at what they're doing, they're not really disrupting anything. It's like they're bullying people online and stuff like that, and they call that disruption. And it's like
that's just being horrible.
Yeah, it's like being really honest with yourself, and it's like, oh, I want to see myself as something. I see disruptor as positive, and I see so I am gonna name what I do as disruption rather than I'm just being a C word. I decided not to say the actual word because I was like,
don't want to get cancelled.
Well, just because I would like us to get more views on YouTube, and I think YouTube will probably when we put it on YouTube.
You can swear on YouTube. I follow loads of.
But you don't get pushed out as much by the algorithm.
You've got to be in a safe place. YouTube to be able to swear. You've got to have a good following who already look for your content and subscribing, because I do agree it's the algorithm which is a bit. But but then that's with the value element as well. Everyone's values are so different, but society to create a society, a lot of it has to be on the same page to be a successful community and society collectively. Yeah, but the values to be similar, or because you get, it's that thing about
compatible. I think, not necessarily similar. I think,
or comparable. Actually, is more of an appropriate word, because
I think we need variety.
Yeah, I do too.
And
variety.
we need
variety gives you so many elements of things that make life wonderful. Borrowings from everything else in different cultures and ways of living is how you develop a really multicultural and beautiful society. Like,
I think we have to be careful with, especially as white people, borrowing from cultures.
But that's like, but we borrow in language, Mel. We borrow.
Yeah.
Borrowing.
Yeah, but I think with me, it's like the culture, thinking of it from a cultural appropriation, because we, as white people, have gone out and decimated cultures, and then absorb the bits that we will probably ridicule, like we ridicule bits in the other cultures, but then we absorb it in our own culture, and then but change it slightly without. Yeah, we don't often treat other cultures with deep respect. And come from that, I think if you're coming from that place, then that's fine to. But we just are dismissive of other cultures, but then absorb them into our because I think Christianity has coming over has actually we have probably had a very different culture in 2000 plus or before Christianity fully took hold, and that has come over and taken and flattened our culture. So we do have a tendency to go over and steal other people's. I think I'm just thinking of things like, because I'm an angelic Reiki practitioner, and someone's pointed out, like, even like Usui Reiki or whatever, it's like, what is Opono, which is a Hawaiian healing technique. It's like, what is the lineage? Have you, because if it's like of your teachers, because it's having respect for the culture that it's actually not.
Yeah, I get that. I also get that we live in the day and today, and we live in a society where we've been everywhere, and I think that is going to be forever. I think we're always going to be, as long as we embrace and are respectful. We do nick bits from everywhere, and other cultures nick from everywhere else. That is pretty much what happens. But a multicultural society is everyone living together and taking on bits of each other. That's how I see it.
I probably see it differently. I see it as we all living together and respecting other people's culture, and I think and other people's differences. And
I very much, the way that I've been brought up is even within society, and being Irish Catholic and being the only, in a very, very low majority of kids who have to go to the church on a Saturday to do their religious teachings because it wasn't taught within schools. So I'm still friends with some of the kids who I did that with years ago. And I was as far away from any of it. We were pretty much on the table on our own within the school, and I was pretty much far away from the norm because it was something different. It was just I do think with time things have become better. But always notice and almost isolate difference, and that's why I think when I'm talking about values and values today, I think that people will disregard your values if they think you're slightly lesser than them. That is where the element of the cultural element, where not being disrespectful of someone's heritage and where it came from, is dangerous. I agree, and in it, I do agree with that. I do agree that with I completely agree with you within the stereotypical elements of because they're from this, they're this, and the other. No. But I do. There are borrowings that are fabulous from, and we should all just live happily. That's an ideal world.
I'm thinking of things like hair, like white people have often been very dismissive of like black people's hairstyles, where they got the cornrows or whatever, or the braids or whatever, and then lots of white people are doing that, and it's like it's not necessarily appropriate, because you have to look at, like, even if you have deep respect, like if you truly have deep respect for black people, and they're saying that actually feels inappropriate to us, if you really have deep respect for them, you'll go, okay, sorry, and not do it again. But actually, often people go, oh, but I don't have issues with black people. I'm not the one that's taking the pick out of their hair. So it's like, it's things like that, and things like, I'm talking of spirituality terms.
I think there's a bit of
sorry, you're breaking up a bit. So,
I think there's another element to that though as well, because you've got multicultural societies, because Adele did it, didn't she? She literally did the cornrows for.
She did. Is it Ubuntu? Yeah, the Ubuntu buns at the Notting Hill, and that was told that was inappropriate.
Yeah, and her response was literally, wasn't it, that she grew up around carnival and she'd never thought anything different about it. And I think if you've grown up like that and you're just doing what your mates did, then that's a little bit different to trying to make a statement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, it's all about opinion. It's all about living closely together and not being an arse, really, not doing stuff, just being
understanding, there is like a history, so it's like understanding why people might be upset with you and having respect for
your history.
The other thing I was thinking in the spiritual realms of things was, I would often see when I first started getting into spirituality, like every white person had a native indigenous American spirit guide, and it's like, why would they want to come and be our spirit guides? Because we went over there and wiped so many of them out, and then stole their lands. So it's like, but
you unpick that a bit more, that just shows you that really maybe a bit of it was horseshit, wasn't it? Because you kind of like, why would they? To my mind, that's mental. You've taken it.
Why would their ancestors come and talk to us and not be talking? They'd be talking to them. Is what we'd have our ancestors, like Boudica or Boudicca, or whichever the correct thing is. That would be.
I don't think there is a pronunciation of Boudicca or Boudica or what I call her, because that's a bit down to interpretation. But that would be like, I'm going to say an extreme example. That'd be like me looking for a spirit guide and an elephant turning up. That, to my mind, that's so ridiculous. Just like,
I like an elephant spirit guide, to be fair.
To start with, it'd be talking. That'd be weird on its own element. It's probably
the thing I love about elephants as well is that they think they react to us like we're pets. The same part of their brain reacts when they see us as ours does when we see cats and dogs. We are their pets. I am happy to be an elephant. Sorry, I interrupted you.
More sense for it to be an elephant that turned up then, doesn't it? Really? It would.
The other one is spirit animal, because that's obviously a Native American, Indigenous American spirituality that we've that's our spirit. Is again, it's like we're not doing it from a place of respect for the actual culture. So
that's weird. I wonder what the thought process behind that was. I mean, because that is weird, isn't it? That almost would make, like, rightly so, like you're questioning it as well. I'd be like, really, mate? What? That's it makes more sense for it to be an elephant. It really does.
I would be happy with it. A talking elephant, that'd be
be so nice.
weird. Yeah.
Would it be a Disney one though?
Or Dumbo.
Dumbo.
That's the problematic bit. Now we're really onto problematic. Mildly off topic, but not really. This is, yeah. So let us know your thoughts in the comments about what we've just been talking about. Hopefully we're opening your eyes to why it could be actually, why people say it's actually problematic if you haven't really heard that before.
Yeah, yes.
I think if we're being mindful, and that's the thing that, and sometimes annoys people with the spirituality world, is like, oh, we're so mindful, and then someone picks them up on something, and then they're like straight in for the defense. I'm like, well, you're not being mindful now anymore, are you? Because the mindfulness, if you were being mindful, you'd actually listen to what the person was saying and take that on board. And jumping to the defensiveness on it is actually not being mindful. So it's like, I think we've had a reasonable discussion about, well, I think we haven't gone into defensiveness, had a discussion about it, but it's some people, they don't like being told they can't do something.
No, that's right.
And that's you've dropped out of being mindful at that point, I feel. And it's again the sensation. It's always back to sensations. Like, I can't hold the sensation of someone telling me that actually I've done something inappropriate.
Yeah. And it's as well though, it's all about learning, isn't it? And listening and listening to other people's opinions and forming your own. Because if you've got the core value already there, then you understand it, aren't you? And that again, that is about values, isn't it? And
it's like if your core value is you say your core value is kindness, say, and then but if someone says actually what you're doing is cultural appropriation, and then you jump to defensiveness, then maybe your core value is not actually kindness.
Yeah, maybe that is
because it's not kind to not actually even give them space to hear them out, I think, and sort of slow down and take that on board, what they're saying. So I think trying to nail down your core values is actually really insightful.
It's interesting, isn't it? It is actually interesting.
Shall we move on to the do as you say, mean what you say portion of the podcast? Yeah. I was just thinking about my experience. Like, I've had people, as a person with ADHD, I do struggle to maintain long-term friendships because I can be a little bit out of sight, out of mind. And I've had people message me and then say, talk to me, tell me they want to make it. I had one person who wanted to make an announcement to me that something was going on in their lives. And I was like, oh, hey, congratulations. And then part of that conversation, they said, it'd be lovely to meet up because I haven't seen you in ages. And I'm like, great, let me know some dates. And then it was like crickets. And I'm like, you didn't even need to say that. Like, if you don't really want to meet up with me, why say?
That's weird, isn't it?
Happy to know your news. Thank you for telling me. But don't say, let's meet up if you don't actually want to meet up. And I'm fine with that. It's fine. I don't care.
Does that set you off as well? Because that'd give me anxiety. If someone had said, I'd be thinking, so when are we meeting up? When are we meeting up? And then I'd be thinking, they didn't reach out. And then I'll be thinking, well, what did I do?
I can be a bit like that sometimes. But it's like, I think I go for that to start with, and then I get to the like, well, you obviously didn't want to meet up, so why did you say it? When I'm messaging someone, I usually say, hey, and then ask the question that I want to ask, and they go, oh, before I send, I go, oh, hold on, I haven't, but how are you? Because it's like, that's the cultural norm of at least have to ask someone how they are before you ask them the question. And it's like,
I'll just go in, because I text you quite regularly.
I appreciate. I don't we'll tell each other how we are. We don't even really need if something's going shit or going well or whatever, I'll tell you anyway, and you don't necessarily need to ask me. But it's the disingenuous. I don't like doing it in a way because it's like it feels So we often, I was watching an American talk about differences, and one of them was like, we say, how are you, when we actually want the answer to be, oh, fine. We don't actually really want to know.
That's
so
like, it's fillers.
Yeah.
Fillers, and I think it's translated to texting.
Well, you're right. That's sort of like more like hello, really, isn't it? You're right. I think it's something we'd say probably. I'm from East Anglia originally. I'm not in East Anglia now, but really. But it's more, that is more of just hello. If you say how are you, some people I've stopped asking, because I know when they answer me, they don't really tell me the truth anyway. So I'm like, I'm not even going to waste my energy with my thumbs of typing how are you, when you know you're just going to tell me you're okay when I know you're actually not. So,
and it's also that thing where you it's become the social norm, hasn't it? You know, or how are you? And then when someone does answer and literally tells you how are you, it's kind of like, oh fuck,
awkward. Awkward. You actually answered with the honest answer, and it wasn't I'm fine.
And then you're like, oh blimey. I've done it as well to the wrong person before. I've been on a text thread, and then I've answered the wrong person. I'll be like, oh yeah, but you're all right now, aren't you? And it's like really inappropriate. And you're just like, okay, it's too late. The two blues are there. I see. I can't do anything with it. But it is odd. Conversation when you're not physically seeing someone and understanding their interpretations. I hold my hands up. I'm the worst one to read in. I am as we know, I am the worst one to read in to stuff and make stuff 1,000% worse than it is. And
I'm just thinking when me and Mr. Mel first got together, because he's like blow up and I'm upset about this, and I'm no, I'm really upset about this, but I can't say anything. And I'd always wait till he got home and then message him and tell him I was upset with him. And it's like, why are you doing this to me? Because we're now going to have a conversation about it over text, which leads to a lot of miscommunication, because there is it's just words and no none of the other nuance to it. And I'm like, I just like, let's just, yes. Because in the moment when they're there, it's almost like I go into shut down and can't feel. I'm like, I feel pissed off, and then I shut it down. And then when someone's gone, then it's like, oh no, I'm really cross about what happened there.
I know.
So yeah,
it's also that bit as well, isn't it? Where sometimes the response isn't instantaneous. So the thought process may have moved on, and then you're thinking back about it, and you're thinking, hang on a minute. Was I right or was I wrong? Did I see that right? Did I see it wrong? And you personally, I'm talking about myself in the first person there. Personally, that is where, if I've got it fucked up, that's there. It's where I've really insulted them, or they hate me, or why would they like that? These questions and the question marks that go through your head, because you can't. I think a lot of it is to do with past experience. There's no, because that everything we do in life, we've learned coping mechanisms and behaviours from. Everything, absolutely everything we do is based around that. And it is, I think, if you become so almost disconnected from from what actually is directly in front of you, and so affected by what you've seen, then it's so easy to make something that you've got an opinion about a negative. Do you see what I mean? It's like, you know, there can be something and nothing, a gesture or a throwaway comment, and I'd be absolutely mortified if I thought that I'd said something and it really, you know, oh, you didn't let me do this, you didn't let me do that, and then you kind of think, well, but I didn't mean it like that. But you can cause upset unintentionally as well. And I think a core value has to be identifying that as well, and actually your self-reflection. and think,
and understanding that even if you didn't intend to, it doesn't mean it didn't do harm.
it happened. That's exactly, and own it. Literally
Or hurt or harm.
Own it. Literally say, do you know what? In the next instance, I'll pare back. And that's what it's just all about. Communication's hard anyway, and if you've already got a preconceived idea about where it's going, then it's hard. You've already assumed the worst, which is probably where my head always goes. And then if you've just got a tiny little glint of, yeah, I was right, you run with it. And you've just got to be, like you said, it's not always about, you make it about other people, it's about yourself often.
I think if we look at it from a position of how can I do better, even if it's like someone is deliberately provoking you, how can I remain calm?
Yeah.
It brings the locus of control back in with ourselves. I think that's always, we can't change other people, how they're going to behave towards us, but we can change how we react or if we interact at all.
And that's fine. Self-preservation is fine too, and that's why I think often because of self-preservation, disconnect happens, and people will disconnect from situations and say, "Well, I'm not putting myself in that position again. I'm never doing that again," because it's not worth the actual what you get out of it, and it's actually more hassle than it's worth. You put yourself out there, and then literally you think, why am I actually? I think quite often subconsciously you'll start not doing stuff if it's not doing you good. I think you'll literally subconsciously just stop. I think there'll be things that happen and get in the way, and you'll just be like, why is this happening? What's going on? Or you'll look forward to something an awful lot and think, oh, if that's happening this month, I'm going to do that. And something in the back of your head will be like, well, that's in 2 weeks' time. I will do that. And then something just stops it happening. It's almost cause it to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's almost more aware of what's good for us than we know.
My challenge in the past has been agreeing to go out with people.
Yeah.
Like a couple of months in advance. Oh yeah, that would be really fun to go out, and then actually on the day just not having the spoons to actually be able to do it, so I look really flaky.
Yeah, but that actually is, if it's, you're not flaky at all. It's at the moment of it, just you get to a point where you can't no. time, and you've got to be happy yourself, Mel, as well. And this I think we are so conditioned to be people pleasers, and also that is a generational thing of us. You know, it's that good girl mentality. Or she's a good girl. You know, she does what she's
manage everyone else's emotions, make sure that they're not.
That's right, and then also looking after everyone else's emotions, and this is why I think I'm definitely an apologiser, and sometimes I apologise and then I think I'm apologising for something that wasn't, and why am I apologising for something that wasn't a given? Why am I apologising for not having space in my life for something at the moment? Why am I apologising? Because my preconceived ideas is that an expectation is that I will do that. Why am I apologising before I've even volunteered to do it?
The expectation is that you will fulfil other people's needs before your own.
And actually, it's quite self-centered. If I'm honest, it's quite self-centered because you kind of moved yourself into the centre of what's going on around everyone else, isn't it? And I've made myself the centre of the universe in my head, that it's going to be so important if I don't do X, Y, and Z. When in actual fact, the world will turn.
if we're assuming, when we're assuming people are thinking badly of us because of that's a level of self-centeredness.
Yeah.
That they could be thinking about anything, and it's just but it's not actually us. It's not us at all. It's
I think that's my worst trait.
the amount of times it is actually no. Actually, I was thinking about something completely different, and it's nothing to do with me at all. But my paranoia and anxiety makes me so self-centered. Basically, I don't mean that. Oh, you're so bad. You're so self-centered. It is bad, but not in a you're just a bad person for being like that. It's just like actually, it's not always about us.
No.
It's not always about us.
No. But it is ego, isn't it, as well? There's an element that's ego, and actually it is one of my worst traits, making myself more important than I am. I'll tell you that now. And I know that because actually the world keeps turning, and one day we'll fall off the world, and the world keeps turning. So it's sometimes
we're going to be forever immortalized on YouTube now. So even when we're gone, people can still look at us and see us on YouTube. We will still exist. It's like it's our way of being like pharaohs. Creating immortality.
That's very cool. I quite like to tell that it is kind of a legacy, isn't it? It's nice, and life's hard, it's I spoke yesterday to you, like last year I lost a couple of friends, they not through falling out or anything, they had passed away, and you lost your mum, and then yesterday I heard of someone else losing someone else, and it's in those moments where you actually pare back and do think about other things, and everything that's going on in my little world is nothing in comparison to what other people go through, really. And it is,
and the world.
It's check
what's
yourself.
Going on in the world.
Yeah, yourself, and the world in general is horrible at the minute. Anyway, that definitely affects. I think that's where I'm coming from with everyone kind of, taking borrowings from everyone else, because in an ideal world everyone could just live together. We've got all these wonderful elements now where you can go to the other end of the world, and we all pee and fart the same. Just everyone, it's wrong. The world's a bit wobbly at the minute. And I think if you are realistic, that impacts everything as well, because you question everything. And it's just, I've never known so many arseholes.
I think they've just been they're always there, but they've been emboldened by the arseholes in charge.
Yeah, it's
to show themselves.
It's the parallels as well with like Anne Frank's diary thing, and when you've read and you've looked into stuff, and then it's all coming, and you just seeing the parallels, and I don't know where the narrative ends in this story.
No, I'm not liking where it's looking like it's going right now.
No, and that's really worrying, isn't it? And then you're thinking about the kids, and
I just hope the fact that we have social media and therefore it's much more visible than in the past, and the dissenting voices of what's going on are more easily able to connect over great distances, that there is chance for it not to go down the same path that it did before.
Yeah, it's where you can use media to connect people, and I think there's this magical element where it does connect people, doesn't it? even if you don't understand something, you can look something up, and you can. I love to go down the rabbit hole of finding out about the history of things and why did that happen? When did and then that is where I now find it so frightening, because you kind of, this is parallels to lessons that weren't learned before, and it's just, I don't know. And valuing
I wonder whether they were like, they are learned. That's why people are doing it, because they saw what happened before. That's why they're doing it again.
I don't ever want to think like that, but I do get where you're coming from. 100%, I understand where you're coming from.
We can, on our side, we can learn and try and push against and make it not happen. But I do think that some people will see it and go, "Yeah, actually, we want that again. We're going to repeat. We will repeat history because we want that to happen again."
Yeah, but that is where it is, isn't it? That is, it is. The even of,
maybe that's what, like on a spiritual level, they say you keep going through the same, like until you learn the lesson, you keep going through the same thing. So maybe we're doing that on a societal, I don't know, level as well.
What, there's supposed to be the 27 cycles, aren't there, where you can return 27 times before you learn to your Shangri-La, if you know. But it's which also is probably the wrong thing to say, thinking on it. But
it's an interesting concept. Like, yeah, we don't think in white culture we have that sort of. We don't have like reincarnation, or I think our culture was just, if we did have anything like that, it was just stamped out when Christianity came along. I have a bad issue with Christianity being pagan-y, witchy type.
There's so many mirrors with Christianity and wooism, as I call it, because different elements of paganism that's borrowed in. But it's all. I mean, prayer are spells, if you want to.
I had the best discussion with somebody on. I was actually talking about this the other day. Someone, in one of the own groups, someone had said something about the head person being a witch, and like, you say that like they weren't really hiding that, and they were Christian, and they were like, oh, it's just like, I can't remember exactly, but it was basically bad. And I was like, well, what is the difference? Like, a prayer is a spell. And they're like, yes, but we pray for important things. We don't pray for stupid things like pizza. And I'm like, what? You really think that witchy people are doing spells for pizza? Have you not heard of the telephone? I think that's what I said. Have you not heard of the telephone? We have telephones too. We can just phone up the pizza, get them delivered. We don't need to pray. We don't need to do a spell to get a pizza delivered. We have telephones like you.
Actually, I'm a bit hungry now. I
actually have a bit of last night's pizza left over, so I could just go and warm it up and have that after the podcast. Pepperoni. And yes, pineapple does go on pizza.
Yes, it does. It makes it pudding as well.
I love, obviously, Hawaiian pizza. But also, like when I have a veggie pizza, I have pineapple. Sweet corn, pineapple, onion, pepper.
I like olives on pizza.
Olives. We have magic olive pizza because it somehow magically always ends up on my side of the pizza.
Oh.
We also have magic chili pizza when we have pizzas, and that always ends up on Mr. Mel's side of the pizza because I can't do much chili. Oh, what did we had something the other? Oh, we had a Chinese takeaway from our. We didn't go to our normal one because it was a day they were shut, and we really wanted Chinese, so we went to our local one, and they do salt and pepper chips, which we didn't really know what it was, but it was chips. But it came with vegetable things as well, and lots of chili. Lots of slices of chili. It was actually really nice. It was like, I'm pretending that chips are actually healthy because it has other vegetable stuff with it.
That could be a real crowd pleaser, couldn't it? Because then you'd have 5 days with your delicious fried potatoes.
Apparently, someone was saying that we're supposed to be having 15 a day. I'm assuming that's 5 a day with each meal. They've upped it because it was never enough anyway. It was supposed to be more like 8, they said before. Now it's like 15 a day. I don't eat that many.
It's all done by the Ministry of Food, isn't it? It was all just for because they had to say an amount. So they did, and they ramped it for the marketing.
There are people out there that aren't eating any, saying 15 a day is just going to completely turn their brains off.
Yeah.
Because it feels unreachable.
Yeah, and that is exactly what will happen, isn't it? Because it will just be like, well, and also it's affording it. Fruit and veg is not cheap.
No.
That's the truth. We've done really well recently because we've been going to Milton Keynes Market on a Sunday because they've got really good veg. And it's really good. For what we were spending in, it's a small business as well, which is what I love. What we were spending in the supermarkets, it's last, and we're just getting loads. And we are definitely eating more veg because of it.
That's good.
That's if it makes a difference. I think
also going towards it like probably about 2 o'clock. Because just before they're trying to shut up, because they're usually then trying to get rid of stuff because they don't want to cut it back. So
I think the market in Milton, though, that's open on the Saturday and Sunday, it's like a little mini shop. It's always there, like every day it's there, which I love that as well because it's run really beautifully, and I know
there's a lovely fabric on there,
but it looks really pretty. It's all presented nicely. It's affordable. It's good quality, and it's a small business. And you kind of like this, this tick 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 tick, and I'm happy to do that. And we're eating better because of it, and that's the main thing. Is that because there's nothing worse than buying and spending quite a lot of money on food and veg and things that we've all got to have, and then it just be going off. I've had that quite a lot as well, and then
I always used to buy loads of vegetables and stuff, and then they would put them in the fridge, and then I just because my ADHD makes me very picky about what I want to eat in that moment, and I'm like, I don't want to eat that, or I don't have the energy to actually do anything with it because it's a so I used to find that I was very lucky. This was probably about 10 plus years ago. I used to live in the centre of a small town in Bedfordshire, and I was literally could just walk up to the top and there was a supermarket. So I'd go up almost every day and get myself something for tea that night because I found I had less food waste then. Obviously, it's not necessarily practical for families and that, but I found for me, it was like buying food that day because I then ate it because it's what I wanted in that moment rather than trying to plan, because that doesn't really work very well for me.
But then that's kind of a traditional way of basket shopping, Mel. That's what we used to do because you didn't have the availability.
No, yeah, it was
the availability of what was within the shops. You didn't have the range of shops. You didn't have the imports, etc. Didn't have you'd go to the butcher for your meat, the greengrocers for your veg, and you'd have your general local shop.
Most of the mini stores, like the big stores that have the mini stores, that was the size of the shop in the they're probably still even slightly bigger than some of the shops that they used to have, and it used to be all different shops.
Yeah,
we do try and get meat from our local butcher. Luckily, our local the shop wasn't really working out, so they've been there a while, but it just wasn't paying for itself. So they have a big thing on the industrial estate. So
that's good.
They're still around because they do they always did a lot more work, and a lot of I used to work in the butchers when I was younger, and I think they often did a lot of work for restaurants. So like good local restaurants would come and buy like loads of their sausages for bangers and mash on them, whatever.
That's good.
And steaks or whatever.
That's just how it should be. I think we've just an awful lot. The But I think the way that you shopped is good. I think that's that, and I like routine. Even so, you kind of ticked the boxes, didn't you? You got what you wanted for your tea without food waste, and you had a walk, and it was your routine. So, I mean, we both said it. We got very good at not going out, haven't we?
Well, now because Mr. Mel sort of is in charge of the shopping, I come along just to make it more expensive.
Why not?
And so we do have stuff he sort of plans, and I'm just like, he says, "What do you want for tea?" every night, and I'm like, usually say Chinese because that's what I love, Chinese food. So it's sort of a joke in our household. But yeah. I was like, you need to tell me what's in the fridge. I can't make a decision. Like, if you give me an option, then I can possibly make it. But if it's like infinite, then my brain is like, I don't know. So it just says Chinese.
I'll tell you what now. When we do the big shop and we do it together, it's pathetic, really, because you'll do the big shop and then I'll always think, I can't be asked to cook. Yeah.
I've cooked, also talking about Chinese again, I've cooked, I love Chinese, and if I cook Chinese myself, I often don't want to eat it. That's why we end up with too much, like the processed stuff as a pizza or whatever, because it's put it in
and you don't have to think about it. Yeah,
you don't have to think about it, and then I can just eat it. Because often I'm usually sometimes I'm actually eating bits of it while I'm cooking it, and that's why I'm actually full by the time I've actually eaten it. And by the time it's actually to eat it, because I'm like testing it, and it's like, now I don't want to eat it for real.
That is exactly the same as well. It's like you pick, don't you, when you're literally, and it smells good.
Yeah. Cooking, if you're cooking with cheese or whatever, you have a bit of cheese or that's what we need to get potatoes. We on Saturday we went into Milton Keynes, and there was jacket potato stalls, but they were about a tenner each, and I'm like,
oh god,
that's pushing it a bit, really. And they've got, it's probably quite, it's in the massive shopping centre, so the rent and everything's probably quite high, but it did make me, we were not quite prepared to pay that much, so we'll go and get some potatoes.
MK1, there's a new spud place right by the stadium. It's gone viral.
Oh, has it? No, we haven't tried that one. There was one. There's two. There's a little one in the new that's not new bit. The extension of the shopping centre. There's one in there, but there was also one in the near John Lewis. That's actually, they've driven a van into the stadium, into the shopping centre, and it's there. It's like a like if you go into a festival or something, like a festival truck.
That's exactly what this, I think it's Spuddo. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to get the company wrong, but it is just like a catering van, but it's definitely got viral. It's been on about 5 different YouTube videos. Jacket potatoes, if you put in. They do look magnificent. They do look magnificent.
I love jacket potatoes. But cheese and beans is one of my favourites. I don't normally eat beans, but on a potato, jacket potato, cheese and beans is just heaven.
I'm going to make
the issue with jacket spuds out is that obviously they're putting the toppings on, and I almost make my potato, I put the butter in and make it almost like mashed potato before I put the toppings on. Then I put the toppings on, and obviously it's got to be nice, crispy skin. So it's nice and chewy when you eat that bit. Yeah, I really want a jacket potato now. I have to walk around to our local supermarket and buy some potatoes because I want jacket potato. Anyway, I think we are there. So thank you everybody who has watched, whether on Twitch or YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe or whatever variation. Tickle that like button and the subscribe button and the bell. Tickle. and we'll see you again next week. We have no idea what we're going to be talking about next week. We haven't planned that far ahead. I'm sure it'll be a riveting topic like this week and last week. And so thank you so much. Oh, we haven't done our sensory snapshot. So there was a moment where I felt a sort of icy, solid mass just under my breastbone.
Okay. I've got a prickly sensation in my rock. Hang on, I don't know which one's right. That's that one. That's left. Oh, my left. Yeah.
Well, actually, that looks left, but it's left.
In my left big toe.
Left big toe. Excellent. I love it. Thank you so much. So, yes, as I've already said, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.
It's now, I can't get to the end stream bit.